Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? It is Monday. There is no Fun Day Monday today. Alas, alack, more important things are brewing. Today's show is going to be about Hearthstone. I was invited to the InnKeeper Invitational, a Hearthstone tournament, to be held at BlizzCon. And I need training. I have 3 decks. They needed to be submitted. And now they need to be practiced. The next 3 days I'm going to be training these decks before I head away to BlizzCon. And I'll be very real with you. I'm actually pretty frustrated because with the way that the tournament format works is you submit 3 decks, you send out your first one, and you keep playing until you win 3 games. So if your deck loses, then you get to bring on one of your other decks to play on. Kind of similar to the way the TL Open worked, I think. So they needed to be submitted really fast, but it was in the midst of the WCS because I did the North American Finals and then went to the World or the World Season 3 Finals up in Toronto. So I didn't have as much time to build out the decks as I would have liked, and I was feeling really fond of my Paladin deck. I thought it was great. I'd had incredible win rates with it. And then after I submitted, it's been a total poop storm. So I want to try to maximize the potential with that as much as possible. To try to do the winnings. So, of the decks that I'm going to be doing, we got a Shaman deck, we got a Paladin deck, we have the Druid deck, and I'm going to be focusing on the Shaman deck today. I was under the impression that all the deck lists were submitted and were going to be live after the 1st of November. Apparently it's just what hero the players are choosing. So I've already revealed all my decks publicly. My bad. So, this is what we're going to do. I think that in order of strength, my decks are... Number 1 is probably the Shaman deck. And then number 2 is probably Glacier Paw. Number 3 is Divine Fields, although I really think that this is really strong. But I think that this is the easiest to play of the 3. But I want this to be the strongest in terms of gameplay. So we got Sensei Case on the line. What's going on, Sensei Case?
What up? I like how I keep on moving up. Like, am I gonna be like all-powerful leader Case soon? Or
Yes,
am I
that's
just
right.
Gonna be like,
You're going to be ruler of deity Kesu.
yes.
So Case actually constructed this deck. Case worked with me on all 3 of these decks. The Paladin is largely mine with a lot of help from Case. The Glacier Paw is somewhere in between, and this one is almost all Case. So
Don't sugarcoat it. The Paladin one is almost entirely yours.
boom! It's the weakest deck I have. So this is the way that we're going to be doing this, because not only do I want to succeed at the tournament, but I want to get better. So in playing this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through my entire thought process of playing through these things. I'm going to talk about what the implications of my move are, and then I'm going to say what my move would be, and then we're going to let Case give a shot, because Case is just a world-class card game player, literally, as in like a world championship holder in card games. So I trust him more than I trust myself. Boom. So once again, Case, thanks so much for all the assistance, per usual.
No problem, buddy. Anything I can do to help.
If I win, I'm totally going to buy you packs. Alright, cool. Let's do this.
Yeah, now I have something to play for.
That's right, man. I'm happy to throw packs at you for assistance here. So,
I must protect the one.
so the big thing I'm going to be thinking about with these players is I'm going to be trying to think through what the threats are. What they can possibly be doing to kill me right away. And how I'd answer that. So, a big thing, for instance, I've been losing to is mage decks, where I continually forget that he can just pyroblast me, and I make generically correct decisions, like what you do against 6 out of the 9 classes, but then he just pyroblasts me and I die. So I'm against a druid, so there's a lot of druid aggro decks. There's also a lot of druid control decks. So the big thing that I'm probably going to be wanting is a lot of removal early on. Just standard stuff. I don't want any of my huge creatures, because even though Earth Elemental is 5 mana, I don't want to play it on turn 5 because of the overload 3. Does that sound about right, Case?
Yeah, it costs 5 mana, but it also costs you like half of your turn 6.
Ugh.
If you think about it that way.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't get a turn 6, you get a turn 5 and then a turn 3.
So, everything's good in the hood. I see no reason to coin to do this. Next turn, depending on what he does, I'll coin Feral Spirit or coin Mana Totem. I want to coin Mana Totem as early as possible because it has 3 health, so it's bad against... So Druids aren't so good against it. But since he played that, I'm probably going to bust out Feral Spirits right away.
If, you do have to be aware of, like, overload costs every time you play a card, basically.
Yeah, so I said this, and then I realized overload 2 means I have a dead turn. Given this is a 3-2, I can probably accept 3 damage versus a Druid, because it doesn't have a lot of direct burn spells, it just has a lot of, like, bite, claw things. Actually, I think I'm probably going to Totem right here. So that way I can Feral Spirit on turn 3 and Totem again on turn 4.
I like that play a lot more than coining out the Feral Spirits. Like, if you coin out the Feral Spirits, it costs you turn 3, like all of your turn 3.
Yeah.
And it saves you a little bit of damage, but it doesn't really matter that much. Like, by toteming, you basically got your opponent's turn 3 anyways. So, like, you really didn't... You traded 3 damage for an entire turn, basically.
Yeah. I'm trying also to be better, especially with these control decks, about saving that coin for a really long time. Unless there's like a really, really clear purpose for it. So let me eat some more Chipotle.
Burrito.
So Chillwind Yeti. So he's trading here, that's fine. So there's a number of like really nice removal spells. I mean, obviously Lava Burst is one of them. I can play this to draw a card. So if I play this and draw a card, I think that I really like that play, attacking here. Because I probably get this next turn. He can kill here, but then he has to have a big target spell like a Wrath to kill that off. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to coin Mana Tide Totem to draw the card. He probably can't. If he plays another thing, this will be down to 3 health, and then I have a Lightning Storm. So that's my thought, Case. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, like, you have a couple options, and pretty much all of them involve the coin. So you can coin Mana Tide Totem and start trying to get a card draw engine going, or you can just coin Lava Burst. I would probably coin Mana Tide Totem just because of the potential you can get with Lightning Storm next turn, like if he plays 2 guys, or if he plays another small guy. And even though the Yeti will only be at 3, you can always try to, like, Totem and,
yeah.
You have, like, a 1 in 4 chance to get the spell power, and then you have a 50-50 if you don't get the spell power with the Lightning Storm.
Yeah.
And you always have the option of just Lava Bursting it next turn, too. So.
Booms.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
That's kind of annoying.
Okay.
Well played.
He's giving himself a well played. I like it. So let's see. I have 2 Earth Shocks. So the question is, what's the most important thing to me? So this has +2/+2, so that would bop it down to a 3. This would bop this down to a regular thing. So Lightning Storm may very well not kill them if I do any sort of silences. Let's see. I do want to be removing these threats. I can Lava Burst this thing right away. I can silence this. I wouldn't have enough to summon a totem. So let's see. This is kind of an awkward spot, although he did spend quite a lot for that Power of the Wild.
Nature will rise against you.
I see like 3 lines, and kind of all of them are awkward.
So, what I want to do is Lava Burst to kill this, and then just Totem pass.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Because
The other...
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I want to get rid of this threat. These are much better for bigger things. And this could be the taunt guy. Otherwise, I just get 2 cards out of my mana totem, and that's fine. He's almost certainly going to be hitting it next turn.
Yeah, he's gonna destroy your Manatide Totem because he can't let it live again. But you've already gotten 2 for 1 and like basically 4 health out of that Manatide Totem, so you've already got value. It's like the other options that you had, which include silencing his guys, just don't quite do enough and cost you a lot of cards, and you still don't save your Manatide Totem. So it's kind of like your Manatide Totem was basically dead unless you were able to get a taunt totem from your hero power.
So I need something really good here. I can't really do any good Lightning Storm plays. I might silence Lightning Storm. Silence here would bring it to 2 health. And then I only take 4 next turn. He seems to be aggressive, and I think that's the most important thing for me to note. So I need to clear his board now. I really think I've decided on Earthshock Lightning Storm on this guy.
Yeah, I would definitely just remove the 5/5. He is also just down to 3 cards, which is like one of the most important things to note whenever you're playing any sort of card game is how many cards does my opponent have in hand.
Yeah, so since he's low on cards, not only does that imply that he kind of has an aggressive deck to be able to have gotten here, but he doesn't have a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, like, the more cards your opponent has, the more options they have available to them. It's just like, obviously, the more cards you have, the more different combinations of cards you could have.
Yeah.
I think that's a fairly obvious statement, but like, the more you can get rid of his stuff, especially because he seems to be spending multiple cards on each one of yours.
Okay,
the
so
better.
I kind of want to throw a card down. I kind of want to pop down the Azure Drake to get a card, but I'm wondering if there's a way I can kill this. Technically, I can overload Earthshock, but that seems...
What to do?
So if I Earthshock, he has +1/+1. I can Defender of Argus afterwards and kill that. That's not amazing.
If you Earthshock it, it goes to still 3 health because you don't lose the extra bonus. You lose the missing life as your bonus first, which is really stupid.
Oh shit. Well, crap. I'm probably gonna Azure Drake because I'm low on time.
Azure Drake's fine. I think the line I would play is I would play the either play the Lightning Storm, and then if I don't win the 50-50 roll on him, I'd play the Stormforged Axe and kill it. Or
Really?
I would just try to totem first and then attack. Like, you have a lot of control in your hand. Oh, yeah, then you get a priest. You have a lot of removal already, and you have a decent amount of card draw.
Yeah.
And he's aggressive, but he's not putting a lot of stuff out on the board all at once. Like, you notice that he is playing things like Chillwind Yeti. Well, that's big.
Oh, got him.
And now it's small.
So I'm gonna hex it right away and play an Unbound Elemental. Easy choice.
Yeah, easy turn. But yeah, he's not playing like a whole lot of creatures out at once.
Well played.
Because like the most creatures he's had in play was 2 at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was pumping them with stuff like Power of the Wild. So he's probably, even if he's playing an aggro deck, he's more likely to be playing like more of a mid-range kind of aggro deck, not like a Murloc Rush deck where Lightning Storm is like the literal best card you can ever get.
He's gonna bot my totem.
No, Healing Totem, no!
Oh, my totem! Oh my god, my totem! Okay, so now that he's played that, I want to spite him and then play the weapon. So I think this is a really clear Azure Drake. I don't want to play this quite yet. I want to wait a little bit longer to play that. And then... yeah, I think it's just a very clear Stormforged Axe totem. Because I want to be building the board, I want to create all my answers. I want to keep everything back because it gets extra spell power damage against a creature whenever he does play. Ooh, that's good. Dude, this is the best one ever, the Air Totem.
Yeah, most of the time when you're looking for, like, you need a specific totem, you need the spell power totem. More often than not. I agree with the way the turn played out too. You definitely don't need to throw down Ragnaros. Even though Druid doesn't have a lot of ways to deal with it. Like, you play Ragnaros nothing, or you put a totem onto the board, a threat onto the board, draw your card back, and get value out of your weapon, like instant value out of your weapon. So
I have a number of options. I can play Ragnaros now, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to wait much later in the game to be able to play that when we're both running low on threats. This or this is coming down this turn.
I wonder.
Earth Elemental plus Defender Vargas doesn't make a ton of sense. Probably going to be Fire Elemental because it's a little cheaper for me, and then I can summon a totem as well. And then just this and totem is what I would do.
I'd probably just Azer Drake, see what I get first.
Really?
Like, you're not under any pressure. Like, what's the worst card you could have is the 5-cost guy that can charge or have taunt. And also, like, the more totems you have, the more control you'll have over which totems you get.
Yeah.
So having 2 totems is a much better spot than having 1 totem. And like the fire elemental is direct damage. I mean, I like me some direct damage.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I actually that makes sense. Yeah, this is really good at removing mid threats.
Yeah, because also it plays well because like all of the shaman's direct damage for the most part is like bits and pieces. It doesn't have something like fireball that's just like 6 to the face. I mean, lava burst is close, but it doesn't have like fireball and pyroblast and flame strike. It's like piling up 2 and 3 at a time.
Alright, so he's really gonna remove that? Huh. Alright, nice. So I can actually fire elemental and just lightning bolt this guy.
Yeah, I think that's
easy choice.
A pretty clear play here.
And then I'm going. I could Feral Spirit here, and I will.
Well played.
Yeah, I think Feral Spirits is fine.
I'm not
like
gonna...
it leaves you a 7 for next turn.
Yeah.
And the 7 can very easily just be like Earth Elemental Totem, or it can be like Fire Blast or Lava Burst Defender Vargas. Like you have almost all your options for next turn. And the only one you can't play is Ragnaros, which is really not something you're looking to just slam down anyways.
Yeah.
So. And Feral Spirits is just an insane card anyway.
God, I love Feral Spirits so hard. Okay, we got an Unbound Elemental. This is 7 damage to the face. I don't have... I kind of like Unbound Elemental Lava Burst Silence, and then smashing through for a shitload. And then I have... Yeah, actually that's probably what I would do because I have a lot of creature killers. Or big creatures coming up. So I'd rather just remove his huge threat with 3 in hand.
Yeah, for the most part I would do the same, although I would probably save the silence. Like, even though you have a bunch of big creature killers, the silence still has a lot of value. As, like, something that can deal with a Ysera or a Malagos without costing you, like, an entire turn, basically.
Okay, so what I'd probably do in the future is just be more willing to trade like that.
Like, you really want to get extra value from Earthshock. The reason it's good is because it silences and does damage.
Yeah.
And using it as just kind of damage is utilizing it for basically half its effect.
Yeah. Munching on my greens.
Also, your next turn sets up fairly nicely. You have a lot of options, which is pretty much all you want to do with this deck, is keep your options open like every turn you can.
Alright, that's good. Maybe he's got a second one?
The second one doesn't do that much, though.
Dude, he gets my Azure Drake. Wrath. Okay.
Like, bite? Oh, okay.
That's Savage Roar. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit of Ragnaros here, man.
So, also, oh yeah. In this case, like, empty board, like, just slam the Big Daddy Rag.
Boom.
Also, I will point out that he spent 3 cards and took 4 damage to deal with 2 cards that had already killed other cards or drawn you another card. And a guy that is going to, and 2 damage on a guy that's going to keep growing. Like, you got like 6 for 2, basically.
Got him.
5 for 2.
Let's see. Do I have any? crap, I can't cast that. Okay, so I can do this. Hey, the silence effect worked. Boom.
Yeah, like
Bam.
that's where you want to use it, right? You get the 2 bonuses. Or one of the effects has to be a bonus, and almost always you want it to be the damage.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let me actually just do a quick break in the segments, so that way, if you're watching online, you don't have an awkward break. It's been about 20 minutes. We'll be back really shortly. It's going to be a very short break, about a minute. So stay tuned, because when we come back, I'm going to keep battling with this Shaman deck and trying to learn the ins and outs of how Case plays better than I do. Just 30 quick seconds.